To all of you. And thank you all again for everything. I appreciate it.
Good evening, all. I would like to call to order the Newington Economic Development Commission meeting June 2nd, 2021.
So carried. Have a good summer.
Could we all stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic
for
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Could we have the roll call, please? Do you want me to do the roll? I'll just do the roll call. James has a couple other things going on.
No, she's just unmuting herself right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Commissioner Ancona,
Here.
Chairman Avey,
Here.
Commissioner Havens,
Here.
Commissioner Marsden, Commissioner Nagel, Commissioner Payne,
Here.
Commissioner Rio,
Here.
Commissioner Rosa, Commissioner Slater,
Here.
Commissioner Sam.
Here.
All set.
Okay. Lost my little. Approval of the minutes from May 5th, 2021. Could I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second from Dana and then second from Jay, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we passed that. Yay. Public participation.
Nobody on with us.
Okay. We're going to go to the Chamber of Commerce. They had their awards, their annual meeting and awards this past, it was, I believe, last Tuesday. They have a few new board members. The president stays the same, and they did have a few chamber awards. The chamber member of the year was Ray Minchno from CT Web Geek. Business of the year is Del Sol Spa. Business person of the year was Ray Maybrunch from Revolution Sports Club. We have the Gail Whitney Public Service Award went to the Newington Veterans Coffee House. The beautification,
nice.
Pardon me?
Nice.
Yes. The Youth Service Award went to Jim Wilshire from the chapel. And the last two were people that Mr. DeMeo nominated. Beautification Award went to Eileen Francolino for the 150th Anniversary Committee. And the Public Service Award went to Megan Mankey, who's our emergency director. I believe that's it for the chamber. Old business. The beautification, I did speak at the June 11th meeting for the town council, and I mentioned how we were going to go with the theme of fall in love with Newington. We were going to do some flags with that theme, and how we're going to go with some planters in key locations with some nice seasonal plants. I think we should make a motion, if we can all agree, or on the voting for the flags, getting some plants and some planters in key locations. We also have to come up with those key locations. One already has planters, which would be at Veterans Way and Willard Avenue, the entrance in up towards the Veterans Home. And then we could pick maybe 2 or 3 more areas for potted plants. But I think that we should get rolling on doing this in this meeting. So with the flags, there's at least an 8-week delay. And so that's what I was thinking.
Teresa, I'll go ahead and make the motion to move forward with the Fall in Love with Newington beautification program.
Okay. Do we have
Point
a
of
second?
order.
Yeah.
Are we just doing a blanket vote? Like, yeah, go ahead and order? Or are we gonna have some discussion of like, gee, maybe there's too many flags, let's do a few less, that type of thing?
That I was thinking more of a discussion, and then
Okay,
on the flags and what areas we'd want to put the planters.
okay, thank you.
Mhm. So besides the area on Willard and the Veterans Way, do we have 2 other spots we want to tackle, or 3?
Well, I would like to see something in the center of, something added in the center of town. We have the planters in front of the Church of Christ, and we have the planters in front of the building where TJ's is and the cakery. I was thinking more like on the, somewhere like the entranceway into Market Square.
Okay. Jenny and Ancona, you had your hand up?
Yes, were these 2 locations including the entrances to the town? Or no?
It's up for everyone's discussion. I don't know. I know some of those entryways, we have to get permission because of the location, because of the state property.
I mean, the actual, like, when you come into town, it says, "Welcome to Newington."
Mm-hmm.
Those locations, do we need permission for those locations?
To my knowledge, because it's not town property, we do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I could be wrong.
You're correct.
Okay.
You're correct.
Okay, thank you. So do we want to go with the center of town, the planters there, and maybe get a couple more planters? And do the planters on Willard and Veterans Way?
Teresa,
Oh, definitely.
oh,
I'm sorry. I'll raise my hand. Whoever's talking, you go next.
Okay, this is Bill DeMayo. Teresa, I'm not familiar with the Veterans Way one. Is that public property or is it federal property?
It's actually town property.
And where's it located?
It's at the corner of Veterans Way and Willard Avenue. It's the entranceway to the school's parking lot where the buses would
Oh.
park.
Okay, on the ground, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
they're up on pillars, I believe 4 pillars.
Okay.
I can't seem to raise my hand for some reason.
Okay.
So raising my hand.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on. I think, well, definitely, those planters on Veterans Way, they're just screaming and they're empty. So no real investment there other than the flowers. So I think we should definitely do that. And the welcome to Newington signs, if we attach the planter to the sign, would we still need approval? Because we obviously have approval to put something in that space anyways.
I'm guessing you would. I'll tell you, with the state, it takes a really long time to find the right person to give you permission, and nobody really, it's difficult. I can tell you that, but I would, I'd let you guys try to do that. It's very frustrating, very frustrating.
So, and then, we can, work on that later then. We'll leave that for, phase 2.
Okay.
If that's going to be such an issue.
Chip Stam had his hand up.
I wish I had more.
I was just thinking we should maybe schedule, the weather's getting nicer, or if we're down there for an event, we should walk around and see some sections. I mean, there's some places like right behind, CVS, we have the community bulletin board. That grass and stuff in the parking lot there, it'd be better if there was some papers there, maybe a plant in a pot. Places like that, and then we'll have to look and see who owns it and whether we got to get permission from the owner. But it was done with the sign, so it's not that, and especially where the signs are, we know who those owners are because we have an agreement with them to put the sign there, so we could contact them about the flowers. So we do know who those people are.
I do know that the CVS sign,
Yeah.
those flowers are taken care of by the
Okay.
Greater Weathersfield Newington Women's
Club. Okay.
Federation.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So we need to know those kind of things too. So that's all I was saying. Thanks for calling on me.
Mia?
Yeah, are we also going to offer the businesses the pots? So maybe there'll be more pots all around town. At one time, Bill, you were going to offer those to the businesses?
Yeah, I think I wasn't going to offer it. One of my ideas.
No, not for them to buy.
Yeah. Well, no, I offered that as one of the ideas there's $300 pots. And I was saying that the committee could pay for half. They could pay for the whole thing. We could fill them with soil and flowers and deliver them to a business and make it their responsibility to maintain it. And some people told me that I've been talking to since the last meeting said that what happens if they don't do it next year? I guess we'd have to, as a commission, you'd have to say that you reserve the right to take it back if it looks ugly, and then we can go pursue another business that would maintain it. So I guess we have to take care of all the different things that possibly could happen so that we stay on top of our game. But I thought you could do maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever amount of money you'd want to invest in that type of idea. You do a first come, first serve basis.
Dana?
You know what? Skip me. I think I answered my own question.
Jay?
Did we mention also the last meeting on Garfield? I forget what Bill said, Garfield and Willard. What we were going to do over there?
There was something about electricity, I thought.
Yep,
we don't have a plant or anything there either. And I had guests.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had guests that came in, and unfortunately, last week the waterfall wasn't cooperative to show off, but we went down that street, and there was something like missing over there as you come in the other way. From Garfield and Willard.
Yeah. I did put 2 flags on each side, one facing one way, one facing the other. But I would agree with you.
So that'd be a good place to put, a big pot or have something,
Yep. But that corner would be nice for 2 pots, one on each side. We'd have to pull it closer to the poles because the first 10 or 12 feet is state property.
Right,
But
and then
that's
you
the
would also
entrance
have,
way, because, that's the entrance way as you go up, to the police station and, the community center. It's very nice over there now.
Yeah,
Nice.
I would agree with you.
Yes, Dana.
I'm sorry, were you talking Willard and Garfield or Maine and Garfield?
Garfield and
Willard,
Willard.
Garfield.
Garfield and Willard, okay, yes, all right.
Okay, so do we want to do 2 pots like it was suggested on either side for Garfield and Willard? Would
Yeah.
that be
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
places? Okay, then the Veterans Way.
Mhm.
And then Dana, you said something about Market Square.
I did, but before we revisit that, have we reached out to that Greater Weathersfield Newington Gardening Club to see if they have any contacts for plantings or if they have a desire to help maintain what we plant?
I did speak to Pat and their membership. She was saying that they have trouble maintaining what they do right now because of some of them aren't as mobile.
I could also throw in that we love volunteers and we love what they do, but we have a 19-hour-a-week beautification gardener that augments the effort. How about, is that a polite way of saying it?
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So now back to Market Square and Maine. Because of foot traffic and ADA compliance for passageways and stuff, I was wondering, is it legal or possible to attach hanging pots from like the crossing where you press for the crosswalk, there we go, crosswalk lights, or something that's already established that we can then just put a bracket on?
I believe that answer is no. That's state
I would
property.
think so.
Yeah.
Well, unless we get, no, never mind.
Yeah, good luck.
Because I'm not sure you could actually do pots there because you have to have that whole minimum 3 foot distance. And, now you're talking sight lines. So I don't think that's going to really work.
You're correct.
Okay. And yes, Jay.
About, I know where, the senior center, do we have anything near the senior center for flowers or pots? I haven't seen anything, that beautiful. You have across the street, you see, where the library is and the new town hall. They did a nice job and they have, the signs. You can't go over there, but there's nothing across the street either. And that's town hall.
Good point, Jay. We're just designing a whole landscape beautification program for them. As you know, we redid the parking lot, and we're doing the windows, and we did the sidewalks. So now we're going to put plantings in.
That would be
I
good.
would say, probably within a few months.
Do we want to talk about the flags?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Well, I was taking, serious look at this stuff the past couple of weeks. And I love the flags, and especially when it comes to like Memorial Day, 4th of July, having all the American flags. I love it. However, I did notice, I feel like, especially with the Newington flags in there, I think we have too many Newington flags. It almost looks busy and cluttered. Like, I think it would be better if we had less. And I didn't go through and count like, oh, let's do, 4 American and then, yeah. But, like when it's not a national patriotic type holiday, I'd hate to see that many Newington flags to take the place of the American flags. And I want to make sure we do like every 5th pole or every 8th pole or something like that. rather than as many as are up there now.
Yeah, at one town council meeting, there were complaints that we didn't go down all the way to Yanni's and we didn't go all the way to Robbins. So
I'm not saying shorten. I like the path going right from the beginning to the end. I'm just saying, I think there's an awful lot of them, but not when it comes to, when you have all those American flags and we're talking Memorial Day, 4th of July, I think that's fabulous. But on the off seasons, I don't think we need as many of the, fall in love with Newington flags and all that going through. I think it gets very busy looking, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would be certainly the commission, whatever your desires are. You can buy 2 flags or you can buy 170 flags or anything in between. So that's fine.
How many flags do you have up now? Do you know?
I think it's 170, 168, 170.
All right.
Mia, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fall in love with Newington flags won't just be on Main Street. Wouldn't they just be all around town? So it wouldn't just be one strip of, 100 flags. Wouldn't you put some of these fall in love with Newington at each gateway or, some of the main streets?
It's not likely.
Okay. It would still just be Main Street?
Well, Main Street, Market Square, Constance Lee, Constitution Plaza or Square, Garfield Street, where we're doing it now, and then all the way. Yeah, I think that's
okay.
Those are the streets.
But is there a way to put those brackets for the flags like on the Welcome to Newington sign that going up the turnpike? If they're
connected to the
there, can we just put a flag on one side of it? Is that
what street are you talking
possible?
What street are you talking about?
On the Berlin Turnpike going northbound at the Eversource building, there's that Welcome to Newington sign. Could we put a flag bracket there and put a flag there?
I think anything's possible. I don't think it's practical for us. We wouldn't be our guys. It's very dangerous to put up these flags as we do it from 5 a.m. till 7. I don't think we'd be in a position to get on the Berlin Turnpike with our bucket truck. It would be dangerous as heck for us.
You don't need a bucket truck. They're
8 feet off the ground.
Yeah, they're. You could put it yourself. You could stand there and put it on.
Well,
they're not that high up, right?
I'll tell you what, I do know from my GHO travelers days that anything that you're adding to any signage that is state property, the state has to put it up or you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
I kind of like the rule. Okay. Jen, you had your hand up?
Nope, I answered my own question. Thank you.
Jay?
Yeah, with the flags, I thought we would intermix them. I like the flags. We have the guests from out of state come in. They thought that was pretty neat. And, when we were talking the last time, fall in love with Newington, I'd like to see a mixture, you know what I mean? So you have the regular Newington. I don't think you need 170 of those, maybe 80 of them, you know what I mean? And you intersperse them and then it breaks it up.
Yeah.
Right. And then add the extra American flags when it comes around to these holidays.
Well, the game plan was that the blue flags, Welcome to Newington, were going to be spring. And then the summer would be the American flags because of Memorial Day and 4th of July. And then we had Christmas decorations. So we were looking for a fall flag. So the idea was to have a fall flag so that you don't see the same flag all year round.
So you're talking still 170 something.
Well, no, that number is not magical. I mean, if you guys want to you tell me you want to just go from Cedar Street to Market Square or Market Square to Constance Lee, whatever, that could be up to you. I think people get used to it. And I can tell you that there's some people that just love them all the way down to, the whole street of Main Street. So everybody has a
Bill,
personal.
I like them.
Bill, we're not saying to shorten the length of where the flags are displayed. We're saying to like separate them a little bit more. That's all. Because it's very cluttered looking.
Okay.
That's all. And then we were talking about brackets. The brackets the flags are on now, are those brackets that you like that twirl already?
It's the pole that swirls. Yeah.
And you have those on now, right?
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Okay. Because I also noticed, like, one of the days I was taking a close look, it was a windy day and I did that on purpose. And I'm like, well, we must already have those because everything was spinning and going right back to where it was supposed to be, except for one over near
Yeah.
B&D. That one got stuck.
This Saturday we had an event and the one on Garfield flipped and I said, son of a gun, the darn thing's not working. And then we came back 2 hours later and it was back to normal. So if they're a little finicky, I guess.
Okay, so we already have those brackets. So there's really no need to buy any more. We just are buying flags.
Flags and poles.
Okay, because you did say before that we had to buy those poles that spin, but you're saying we already have them.
No, they won't last more than a season. They break every day.
No.
Wow.
Yes, Chip.
Yeah, I had my hand up. Thanks for calling on me.
Mhm.
I think it's really not our purview to micromanage. I think, Billy has a great plan in place. Let's see. I like the idea of the seasonal flag. That means for the summer, they will be all American flags. For the other season, they'll be welcome to Newington. He'll find a fall flag. Let's see how it goes. I think our job as a board is more to, direct him and let him do his job. So let's see how it does. But if we got some other spaces or things, he's willing to work with us. But let's come up with the other spaces and let him manage the flags and we'll comment on it and say, yeah, instead of just listening to one person's opinion and then everybody voting, okay, let's let him do his job. Thanks.
Well, the flags, we would be purchasing the flags. The EDC commission would be purchasing the flags. And Parks and
I
Rec.
know, but purchase whatever he needs and whatever he's got estimated to get that plan together. And if we, in our budget that we got from the town, want to give him $500, I think that's what he's saying. So I think that's what we should decide. How much of that do we want to give him to buy whatever he thinks he needs to get his job done? So we can make a motion for, $800 or something like that. We have to look at our budget and what we're going to do with this money that we newfound money from the council.
Dana, you have your hand up. Jen,
Okay.
you're next.
Chip, I understand. I hate micromanaging, but it was my understanding that this is actually our horse and pony show, and Bill is giving us advice and his extreme knowledge of procedures and suppliers and stuff. Am I incorrect? Because if it isn't our thing, then I agree with Chip. But if it is ours,
Well, it becomes, yeah. I have no skin in the game, so to speak. So you guys do whatever you want to do. You could do nothing. It doesn't really matter. But what happens in a particular for the flags, it really does become my problem and my daily issues because we're going to end up storing them. We're going to end up putting them up. We've got overtime commitments. It'll take 2 weeks to put them up on overtime for 2 guys. And then when they get hit by trucks or they break or whatever happens, we fix them. So is that
concern really telling us that you would prefer fewer flags then, since it costs so much money to put them up and maintain?
No, my personal opinion is that it was too sparse. When we didn't have enough American flags, it looked like we were missing something. So most of our staff and most of the people that we've talked to said they like the big numbers because it makes a presence. It makes a statement for the downtown. But that's only some personal opinions. Everybody has their own opinion. And So, and like I said, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to spend one nickel on this. It's not a, this is totally up to you guys.
Thank you, Bill. Jen?
Yeah, I just need to know how we're coming at this. Are we coming at this as the EDC or we're coming at this as the beautification project? I guess that's where I'm getting confused now.
I think the money is beautification.
Oh,
But it's in the
okay.
EDC budget,
Right.
but it's allotted only for beautification.
Okay. Because I agree with Chip on what he's saying as far as micromanaging, like kind of following Dana here. But then again, I kind of thought we were throwing these ideas out there. So I just don't know what our role is at this point.
My understanding, the way it was explained to me, is that Parks and Rec and Bill will help us with what we would like to do.
So it is
He will,
ours.
if
Okay.
there's a vendor he knows that can get us something, it would come out of our budget and he would facilitate getting it through the PO and all that stuff for us. But we would have to say what we wanted, where we wanted to put it, how we want it. That's the way it was explained to me.
Yeah, that's the way I
Yeah,
understand
that's
it.
what I thought I heard.
Yeah, Keith said to, assign me as a staff person to help or assist or facilitate whatever you guys want to do.
And we definitely need Bill's help and
Absolutely.
and expertise.
Right.
But Chip, I think if he comes in with too many opinions, he's the micromanager and not us.
Mia, you had your hand up?
You're muted, Mia.
Hold on. We have to work hand in hand with Bill. We're telling him where to put the flowers, but he's got a guy who's going to maintain, take care of the flowers. So we really need to work together. And as far as the flags, I like more is better. So I'm in the column of the more, I like the way they are.
Okay. I'm a minimalist. I like IKEA. So there you go.
And just what you guys should know is whatever decisions you make, I have to relay those to Keith, saying that this is going to be the economic impact to me or our department. So if you add, let's just say you add 4 pots, well, that's 50 more plants that have to be planted starting in December or January in the greenhouse. It's care for them. I'm not whining or complaining. I'm just saying that there's a time factor that's involved in labor, right? So, and then watering them and maintaining them throughout the seasons.
Right.
But again, that's the impact that I would have to tell Keith as the administrator.
Right. But we would be giving you the money for the plants and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So say, let me give you an example. To put up 170 flags, it took about 2 weeks, 2 guys on 4 hours every morning. So 20, that's 40 hours, 40 times 30 or 40. It's probably a $1,200 bill to our budget for overtime. So maybe more. I'm just doing that off the top of my head, but that's just so you know that nothing is free in life, right? Everything has a cost to it.
Chip, you have your hand up?
I had not a brainstorm, but he's looking for a fall flag. Is it too soon for us to come up with a flag that says like Love Newington or whatever our theme seems to be, and then pay him to get that fall flag on so many posts? That's the kind of thing we want to do to augment whatever we're doing or whatever mission we have together. But that's what I'd recommend and have them doing. And that's a program that's already existing. They know what the expenses are. They know what they're going to run into. Anything else we come up with that's totally new, we're lucky we got Bill here to be able to think about all the stuff or the impact that it's going to cost the town on an ongoing basis, not just the year that we spend $1,200 on it. So we kind of got to think about that. And I think existing programs to support are just as good. Thanks.
Dana?
Yeah, Bill, you said whatever planters we add, then that will sort of be plants that you needed to add to the greenhouse. Do we have our own greenhouse, or do you mean like an order from the grower?
Keith and I talked about the anticipation of trying to get the beautification program going. So we bought our own greenhouse and built it ourselves at the garage.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
I had 2 giant ones in my former job. And so we have some experience with it. It's pretty nice.
Oh, that's awesome. And boy, is that going to reduce the cost of these things. That's wonderful.
Yep.
So we could put up twice as many flags then and make Mia really happy.
Jen?
And I want you guys to design the flag too. Or at least work with the company. I don't want to go down that road either by myself. Right. Yeah.
Jen?
We'll have Jen get the copyright and patent on it, and Dana can design it.
Sounds good.
My graphic design days are over, man. The programs I have for that don't even run on today's computers.
Can I just say something real quick? Is it safe to say maybe we can just, is it easier for us to just say, okay, we're going to give Bill, we'll just say money for 6 pots and 85 flags and whatever else it is, posts and poles, and then he and his crew go and do what they want to do? Should that be what we're voting? We kind of vote on how many of something or how much money of something we give instead of trying to, we can design.
Well, then just put it in the budget to do it himself. I thought, not that I'm upset because this is a lot of work, but I thought they really wanted us to do the planning and designing.
I did too. I know I'm confused too, but I figure at this point, maybe it's just because I feel like we're kind of beating a dead horse. Like we keep going around and maybe just figure out how many planters they want to start with. Flags, we can always do like fall in love with Newington, American flag, Newington flag, alternate so that we still have the whole entire street, all the posts full of flags. They'll just be alternating ones, or however Parks and Rec wants to do that.
Well, you wouldn't have your American flags in the fall, I don't think.
Right. No, I'm just
Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Veterans Day, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like we can alternate flags so it's not all one flag. And
well, you could do, I mean, you literally, if you go on Dana's idea, you could come up with 3 or 4 different fall flags and go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You
don't want different fall flags. You want to maintain continuity.
Well, I don't know, because I've seen it in other cities where they do have that. And also, if you think about it, holiday decorations, you usually mix those up a little bit. So, I mean, again, it's a personal opinion. You guys can do whatever you want to do. And let me make sure I'm clear on this. I can step out of this and you would never hurt my feelings one bit. So, this is just,
that's okay. Chip's got your back anyways.
Yeah, it's added work and added expense. So I'm just here to help out if I can.
Mia?
I'm all set.
Okay. Dana?
So as much as I love them going all the way up and down Main Street, and I really do, are there plans to extend it going like up and down Cedar or up and down Maple Robbins?
I'm unaware of
the
any
flags.
No, I doubt it. We have so little money that I would say that's the answer is no.
Okay. So that was kind of my thought, because again, I still think there's an awful lot of flags. It's like every pole. And it's like, well, if we did less on Main, we could do Cedar.
Well, Cedar is a state road.
Okay. is Robbins.
Let's see, Robbins.
I know Willard is.
No,
170.
no, I don't think Robbins is. Well, wait a second. No, yeah, the state's giving us $2 million to redo Robbins. I'm assuming it's a state road.
I think it is too. I'm trying to picture. You can tell by like, you think back on which snow plows are going down which streets, and
Right.
then you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Mia, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I thought we also were gonna decide where we wanted some pots, and I just thought of maybe New Britain Avenue and Maple Hill, just a pot on each side, or, kind of dress up different areas of town.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we kind of wanted?
Yeah, and I think Mia,
Yes.
that's where it helps us get, if we do it with a business, or if
Yeah.
your commission does it with a business,
Yep,
it's so much easier because it's private property and they give us permission to put it there.
yep, yeah,
To go anywhere else, you've got the ADA issues that Dana brought up, you've got state issues, and you've got people that don't want the pots in their front lawn or whatever. So
right.
you want to go with the least place of resistance, right? So if a business calls Teresa or calls you guys and says, we want to be first in line for a pot at our business, bingo, you got a grand slam going. But otherwise, it's a lot of effort for little reward.
Yeah, then Teresa, that's kind of where our districts come in. If we know of somebody who wants something, we get back to you,
Right, right.
How many districts do you have?
How many do we have, Teresa?
7, I believe. I get the districts confused. I know we have
Okay.
8 voting districts, but I can't remember how many EDC districts we have.
Okay, so maybe if this committee wanted to spend some money on pots, you buy 7 of them, if there's 7 districts, at $300 is what, $2,100?
Mhm.
And that's your investment. And we say each commissioner can receive from their district requests. And I don't know if you want to do it on a first come, first serve, who looks, more handsome or more beautiful. I don't know, whatever you want to do. You pick any way you want, put them in a hat, pick a ballot out, a name of a store out, and then they get their first pot for the first year. And if it goes over well and everyone likes it, we think about next year. But if they don't and it's a failure, we take them back and do something in the center of town with them.
Thank you.
There's the
James.
districts.
Oh, and there's 8.
Oh, there is 8.
James is on it. James
No,
is the man.
there are 9 districts. You have an
Oh.
8.
9.
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Ah, there's 2 sixes.
Okay.
6. So
All
now
right.
we're down to 1,800. We just saved $300.
Now, I don't have the original that has everybody's district. I apologize. As I'm trying to move James's.
I know, I'm trying to find it too.
Yeah, I don't have that either. We may have to
I do.
reassign.
It's
I think kind of the makeup of the committee has kept changing, so we may have to.
oh look.
And maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe you buy 5 in the whole town. All the businesses in town get a shot at it somehow, either by a lottery, by first come, first serve, or whatever.
Well, the thing is, you would want those strategically placed,
Yeah,
you don't want it hidden off in one of those little, no. I think in the beginning, until we can get more, or people like, oh, hey, I want this for my business too. We need to keep it more in our main thoroughfare areas.
well, yeah, and then the first year, and then as the businesses see them, they're going to say, geez, I like that, maybe,
Well, that's what we're doing now. We have like 35 or 40 off the top of my head in the downtown area. So
Where?
I don't know.
all in the center of town, all around the municipal parking lots, that those businesses
yes.
downtown. So
The ones that were already existing?
no, we take those in the winter and we replant them.
Okay, they're not making that much of an impact because I can't picture them. Seriously, where are they exactly? Are they in front of businesses? They're in the parking lot, you said?
Yeah,
There's
on the
some in
side,
parking lot.
some in the parking lot, some on the sidewalks. Carvel's, TJ's.
Okay, yeah, those are the things that have been there for years. You're talking about the stone, like in front of Carvel's and stuff. Are you talking about those where the trees are planted as well and all that?
No, these are
Oh.
like 30 inches round, 2.5 feet tall.
When did the Carvel one come in?
Well, we just put everything out about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, there you go. All right, yeah. I'm on Weight Watchers. I haven't been to Carvel since November.
Excellent. Got to try Noom. You got to try Noom.
No, you can't. I've lost 45 pounds with like no effort on Weight Watchers staying there. Anyways,
you.
Okay, so I do agree with Jen. We have to come up with something, because I have to, once again, I don't want to look like an idiot, have to go in front of town council, and I just don't want to repeat this stuff. So do we want to go with 6 pots or 7 pots? And from this map, James, could you,
well, let's make it an even number. First of
Yeah.
all.
okay, and then kind of choose where we want them?
Well, if you pick
I
a
don't-
business, you're going to get into trouble, I think. You know,
Yeah.
you need a system. You need a system in place to make it fair.
Right. I was
Because-
thinking more town property, by the walking signs, that type of things, not in front of the businesses.
Oh.
Okay, so.
Well,
You know?
yeah, but
But
at certain gateways, if we want them in gateways, and it's a business, we could ask them, you know, like Elm Hill, if that's the New Britain Avenue there, can we put a pot here, or, you know? And it's
Yeah,
not
but-
really the businesses, it's just where, I don't, maybe location based as opposed to the
Yeah.
business
remember,
asking.
remember the state owns about 10 to 20
Yeah.
feet in. They're not going to allow you to do that.
Okay,
And then really Elm Hill, their parking lot is difficult to maneuver as it is. If you add a
That's
big
true.
planter here,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So
yeah.
do we want to go with the suggestion of Garfield and Willard, putting 2 pots there and going?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a good place to start.
yeah,
Okay.
And then the Veterans Way that you mentioned that I can't
Yep.
picture for the life of me, but I don't know
Right.
why.
And those,
It's the
those,
post leading up into the high school parking lot. And it's really kind of like for the Veterans Hospital, but apparently it belongs to us.
Okay.
Chip, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I got another hot idea. Why don't we, those 2 pots we're going to pay for to put in Garfield and right there in Maine.
Mhm.
But when you get a business, I would, as a business owner, contribute $150 of the 300 or 100 anyways, and say the town will pay the other 2 and we have to maintain it or they'll give it back. But you can make it like a deposit or something, but the businesses will give you some money and then you can get more pots. So if you make it a 50-50, we can get 12 pots.
That is something we had discussed with.
yeah,
Yeah, that was my original idea in the beginning, 150 and 150. But then I started thinking, well, maybe we make it so good of a deal that it's free that maybe businesses would really get excited about it. But yeah, I think anything you do, it's going to work. It'll work because it's a new idea. It'll be kind of feeling like they're part of Newington. It'll be I think it'll work.
I
Whatever
like
you-
offering the 150 off. I think if we offered it to businesses, I think there'd be more than we could that we think there will be. I think more businesses will take it.
I think so too. I've gotten some calls already from people that heard about what you guys were talking about and wanted to put their name down for pots. And I said, wait, you're way ahead of the game. Hold on. So.
Jay, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was just gonna suggest we should advertise that, in Newington Life, or put an article in there, write about it, and then
Mhm.
they'll come to us. I think that's a better solicitation. The cold call works. I mean, we all have our districts, but I think it would work if we do an article in the Crier and the other newspaper. And I think
Okay.
that would help an awful lot.
In social
You'd be
media,
surprised.
you blast it out with Scott and he can, it's like 14,000 people.
I think we
Okay.
should give it a try, see what response we get.
But you need a system though. You need a plan. You can't advertise it and then decide how you're gonna pick them. You gotta say, we're gonna accept it by this
Bye.
day at 12 noon,
Mhm.
and we're gonna put all your names in a hat, or we're gonna go
Right.
first come, first serve, whoever tackles Teresa in the hallway at the town hall first. But you need some plan, because otherwise it could be bedlam.
What if they want to buy their own though? It
No.
works both ways.
I got a quick comment for Bill. No, we don't have to think of that plan. You do. We're going to you charge it and get it together. That's what you've been assigned to do. So tell us what plan.
No,
you need to
Chip,
make
it's us, not him.
I thought I had 100 bosses. Now I got 101.
Okay, and then this is the last one. You know how I thought about this before. You know how some of the towns had the cows and
Yeah.
the different things. You think we should let these people decorate those pots? That's a mess, I think. And then
Yeah,
we can
'cause-
take them back. But maybe we should have some kind of an animal that can go inside that pot later on or something, or have a contest with them who has the best flowers in their pot or something. We
Yeah.
got to have a reason for people to compete on this.
Well, maybe around the holiday, around Christmas time, you could say, make the best snowman. Obviously not out of snow, but they could fill them with snowmen made out of any material they would like. That would be cool. But again, that's probably a step further down the road, and we got to stick to
Right.
how many planters and where.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll find out who to contact for a press release.
James and everyone else, I'm looking at this map, and I think all the streets that are like bold, dark than the other streets, I think those are the state roads.
Probably, yeah.
James, do you know?
James
That would be
has-
very accurate, yeah, because New Britain Ave, Robbins Ave, that runs through Main Street, Willard,
Yeah.
they're all,
Yeah.
those ones all specifically
So
are.
that really helps to
Okay, so we'll come up with a press release with the pots, and when would we like to have this? How many pots are we gonna offer? So we have 2 going to Garfield and Willard. And then do we want to get another 6? So there's a total of 8, and we can raffle off 6 of them. And do we want to do
raffle.
Raffle.
well, not raffle, like for the businesses to pay for $100 of it,
How much are these pots?
300.
All right. That is, I thought, okay, so that is the price. It's not just something we're putting out there. Okay,
So the businesses will pay 150.
right. Where would we store these pots if we get 8 of them and, only 4 other people are interested?
We'll try to find another spot to put them in.
Well, that was my question. Can we, yeah. Or do we have to store them? I would assume that would be up to Bill. Since if they were getting stored, it would be in one of his properties.
Yeah, we could find a place to put it, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Why
so
don't you do, if you want to try to make an impact and get a lot of businesses excited about you guys,
Mhm.
why don't you make it $150 a pot? They pay half, then you get 12 of them. So that, you doubled your impact to the town.
Mhm.
That
Do
might
we
make,
want to require certain plantings in there, or they could do whatever they want?
no, I think we were going to do that. We were going to,
We're going to do the planting. Okay.
and
Yeah.
they just take,
They just take the pot. That's
they
good.
water it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
And
and they
then-
have to maintain it. You're paid plant guy doesn't do that.
But he's not going to go to 12 places all
All right.
over. town.
Okay. All right. No, I understand. It's just like we
Yeah.
need to make that clear when we're selling it.
No, they have to maintain it, and they have to replant it the following year. And if they don't, we reserve the right to take it back. And
Okay.
I think the more I think about
So-
this, Teresa, I
Then why
think
do you
you
have the
should.
greenhouse if we weren't going to continually supply the plants?
because
other
I use
things.
it because I have I have to supply the 40 other pots every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just oh boy, the American flag was 2,000 petunias. Can you believe that?
Where
1,000.
exactly is that?
That's on Mazzicoli Way in Cedar Street.
Oh, Mazzicoli and Sear. Okay, it was kind of hard to tell from the pictures that were posted.
Yeah.
Like I knew that's where it was supposed to go, but it didn't look like it. So
Yeah. I bet in another 3 weeks it's going to grow in nice. It'll look pretty sharp.
Can I make a motion? I think we should just do the 12 he wants and appropriate the money.
He wants 12? How did you know
Yep.
that, Jeff?
Well, he said 12.
He said 12.
I didn't hear that.
For the businesses, and then let him come back with a plan next week. We can't come up with a motion right now that says, where we're going to put it and all this stuff in one motion. We have to hear that at the next meeting where Bill has this system together for the businesses as well as the pots we're going to just pay for and keep. And then, we can authorize more pots if we want. I think pots could be our thing. I think it could be something that makes, love Newington and everything come together. You got to pick one thing that you're known for. And this seems to have all sorts of opportunities. So let's just approve a certain amount that we want to spend and let him come together and tell us how this system's going to work by the next meeting.
Right, but we also have to, it's our job to get those 12 pots out someplace. So I'll do a press release and we have to come up with a date that they have to reply by a specific date.
But that's different. I think it'll be an ongoing basis. If you got more businesses coming in and giving you $150, by September you'll be getting 24 more pots. I mean,
well, that was my question actually.
Yeah,
Bill,
so that's the
thing. If it's a hot item all of a sudden, how long does it take to get more pots?
Yeah.
We've created a monster. Monster.
You got to move them all.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Let's do this. How about if you commit to X amount of dollars, if you want to get 6 or you want to get 12, let me try to zero in on this. You want to spend a little, you want to try 6 at $300, $1,800 commitment. No?
Well,
You want to do
If
zero?
we do that,
I was thinking 8 was a good number, but I still would like to know if suddenly all the businesses are like, hey, we're making good money and we want these pots too. How long does it take to get another pot if we run out of pots?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to find out tomorrow. I'm going to call the company in California and find out what the shipping time is, what the shipping cost is for weight, and see what kind of stock they have.
Now, Bill, I know you probably already have a relationship with them, but have we went out and bid any concrete companies here in the area to provide the same type of thing rather than California?
Yep. Yes, we did. And we found that we've experimented with 3 different pots so far, and they all crack in the winter and they break apart. So we're going with this new model. But again, I can step out of this.
Have you used this one through the winter?
What's that?
Have you used this one from California through the winter? Or you
Yeah.
just assume-
Yeah. Yep.
and I can just speak, getting a company to work with the town. There's a couple hoops that the company has to go through and then the town has to approve. So it's a little time consuming on both.
And since we have the relationship, it'll be easier. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think
but
you're
again,
right.
I don't want anybody to think you guys can go do your research, find another pot if you wish, and I'd be happy to do that too. So no problem whatsoever. I don't want anybody to think I'm jamming anything down anybody's throat, because I'm not.
No, I just wanted to, because this is really our thing, right?
Yeah.
I want to be able to have answers as to why we didn't use a local company or a Connecticut company, why we went all the way to California, and did we put these products out for bid or anything like that? Because, there's going to be people asking.
I have a question.
Yeah, Jay.
I think
I have
you're
a
trying to
question.
Hold on, Jay was gonna
micromanage
speak.
again. You can't tell him how to buy pots, which pots he recommends. This is ridiculous. We're not experts in that field. Our job is to provide funding and things we want him to do, and we're supposed to work with him, and he's supposed to implement because he's got to take care of the whole things and bring them in. So if the plan it goes together, we don't have the whole picture. He does, and he has to make sure it happens every year. So you can give suggestions to him, even on the places where you want the plots to be planted, and he should go around. Somebody's got to look at the town overall, and it can't be us. It can't be us. We need to have
Chip, I understand that he has a lot of experience in
I
this, but what you're not understanding is this is not his project. We're not just handing him the money. This is supposed to be our project. And Bill is going above and beyond by giving us all this direction.
Oh, for
So
sure.
if
We
there's
should
going to be
recommend the
questions,
top
if there's going
places, and he'll do that. Just give the suggestions.
Chip, we need to cross our T's and dot our I's. and that's why, I'm saying we need to know some of this information so that we could answer the questions. We can't just say, we know Bill's a good guy, let him do whatever he wants, because that wasn't our direction. We have to pretend we're actually running this, even though we all know it's Bill.
Well, you know what though, if you feel that way, I'm perfectly happy.
No, Bill, I don't mean I don't want you to do this. I'm just saying there are certain things. There's
I really don't
I's
have...
and T's we need to dot and cross. That's all.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you think I got this out of control. Everything's working fine.
Yeah, be quiet, Chip.
Good relationship. So, but I just want you to not try to, micromanage. That's all. So, calm down.
Yeah, and we really don't have the time to, I think, operate the way you're thinking. We won't get this off the ground.
I know, but
year.
I asked you a question about going out to bid, checking local companies, because you know how everything gets out there. We're going to start spending big money, and they're going to say, well, why are they using California? Everybody here is struggling, right? Weren't they using a Connecticut company or a local company? And we could say, because they've already tried the products and they failed, and this has worked the best.
Yep.
Okay.
Jay, you had your hand up.
Well, yeah, two things. We're getting a little out of control here. Let's regroup, because we got to summarize this thing first of all. Second, I did have one other question. When we give these to the businesses, we still own them. And I was just wondering, do you have anything on them, like a decal and Newington flag, how we have what's on the flag, our insignia? I was just curious, because there's nothing on these, especially if we start, putting them in all these different, it was just a thought. You're spending all this money. I don't know what a decal costs to put on, the concrete, but that would actually be nice. I think Chip said something about painting them, but just having something that says Newington, whatever, would be pretty neat too. But I think I'd like to see this wrapped up, because we're going all over the place, and I'm kind of losing where everybody wants to be. Are we getting, what are we getting?
I know. I'm having to take written notes instead of in my phone. It's going too fast.
Mia, you had your hand up.
Yeah. So tonight we had decided we have to get the plan for the flags, because those have to be ordered. That's a long lead time. Right. And then the pots. So that's all we're deciding tonight. We're going to work on the design for the flag and how many pots that we want to offer with the press release, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That works.
You're going to design the flag.
Yeah.
And you also should give somebody the authority to order the flags, or at least enter into an agreement with this company, because they're not going to help you design. Once you design it, then you give it to them, and then they give it to their art company.
Well, actually, many sign companies do help you with the design process. I was going to say, do you use one regularly?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Because they have their own, licensed clip arts and things like that, that we wouldn't have access to.
But that's
another thing.
That's the last thing in the world I'd want to do with this committee. So,
well, you seriously want me to just do? I don't know if you saw what I sent out, but I
No,
doctored up a photo. You really want that? Or do you want to get it done by a professional sign maker?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I-
Teresa, you said you worked a lot with Image Inc. too, who
Right.
kind of designs, you know.
We
yeah, I
can
think
see
you're
what
gonna,
they
I
have.
think, I think, let me kind of circle back here. We have a flag company. I forget what the name is, what they are. I think it's called Flagman, but I'm not even sure.
Oh.
So somebody like Teresa maybe can contact them and give Dana's picture, whatever that was, and the colors that you want, and they will refine it in a professional manner
Mhm.
and give you a proof. Then you bring the proof back to this committee, or they might give you 2 or 3 proofs, and you could then select what you wanted, right?
So this
think-
company doesn't require you to provide your artwork. They design the artwork for you? Or is that an
Well-
extra fee?
Oh, I don't know about the extra fee, but I kind of put together the Newington one with the waterfall thing. And then we did one other flag for something else for a sporting event. So I think it's a combination of both, Dana.
Okay, so you provided the artwork for one and they did the artwork for another, is what you're saying?
No, they refined it. You know, they kind of made it.
Oh, you
fit
did
to
all the
size of
artwork and then
flag.
they made it look professional. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
So,
You'd be surprised what they could do, because on that Walker stroller that I donated to the Newington Historical Society, I actually dealt with a graphic company, and I gave them a rough, drawing of what I wanted, and they did a phenomenal job.
yeah,
And
they
that's
do
what-
wonderful jobs.
And
Yes.
my point on that is, Dan, I would just give them an idea and then they run with it. You'd be surprised. They have like books full of the pictures that you want,
Oh,
or
I know.
pumpkins, and that's how I
It's
would
all
do it.
online now. It's not even books anymore.
What's more important
Although I
is,
still have some of those books.
yeah, it's the words, what I mean? Fall in love with Newington, and then, you could
do
come
need
up with
artwork,
like
though.
4 different pictures, or, they'll come up with some, good ideas and work with us.
Nia, you had your hand up?
Yeah, okay, so can I make a motion that we will we'll get a press release to offer the businesses offer the businesses the pots
Mhm.
and work on the flag. And we've already decided on 2 locations, which is the Veterans Way and Garfield. And we have those pots already for those
No.
locations?
No.
No, so we
Those are
have,
part of the 12 pots.
So it's-
Or-
So as part of the news release, Teresa, if you want to, we could work on it together.
okay,
It's once we find out how long, we can't offer it to the businesses until we know what the shipping,
Okay.
Right.
time frame is.
mhm,
Okay,
okay.
okay, so
And I
we'll
think-
work on it.
Yeah.
I think we should do it as put their names, say by Friday, the 4th Friday of the month. Oh boy. The 4th Friday of the month, we, at 12 noon, you have to submit it to Teresa. She puts all the names in a hat and we pick them out. Boom, boom, boom. 6,
Okay.
12, whatever we bought. And we go there. We deliver it that way.
Do,
Okay,
does someone made a motion, so that would be a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Yeah, I think that passed unanimously.
So what did we say? How many pots was that motion?
For 12 pots.
12 pots. Okay.
Yeah. I'll
And
come
did
down
we all,
and visit you tomorrow, Bill.
okay, did we all agree 150 was the business?
Yes.
Okay, and we also, in the flag part, the design of the flag is, do you have Dana's mock-up or whatever?
I think she can get that to me within a day or so.
Okay, so then,
Pull up your email. It's in there.
Okay.
does it have a
Okay.
water,
I'll send an email to you too, Bill.
does it have a
There was
waterfall
like,
on it?
yes, because it's
Okay.
Fall in Love with Newington. So
Right. Yep.
The
Okay,
other question I have before you get off the subject is, when we go do the announcement, shouldn't we also use the chamber?
Yes,
Because
I
they're hand
will.
in hand. So I
I
think going
will
through
go
the
to the
chamber.
chamber too. Yes. Okay.
And then I have my hand up. I have a
Oh,
comment.
sorry, Chip, yes.
That's okay. I think we're going to do 10 pots for businesses because you said you were going to put 2 in Garfield and the businesses aren't paying for them.
Right,
That's
Right.
correct.
That's correct.
correct.
Just wanted to make that in the minutes so we knew it wasn't 12
Yeah.
pots for businesses. Okay,
And,
next.
You're right.
and you would,
Okay.
and so 12 times 300 is 36. So this committee would have to put up $3,600 with the finance department because we can't, we have to buy them first, and then then the business would give $150 to the EDC, and you guys would deposit it with the finance department again. So it goes
Right.
out the finance and goes in. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
I'll talk to Janet about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
We do it all the time. It's just
Mhm.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done that, the beautification. Okay, new business.
I don't have new business. I'm looking at those pictures and I realized that I gave 4 different seasons basically in those
Okay.
examples. So, James, I'm going to send it to James and James can send it out to you, Bill. Okay.
Okay. And
And I'll
now-
send it to the rest of the committee.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing on new business? Public participation?
We have no one.
Okay.
Thank God.
Commissioners' comments?
We were loud today.
Jay, do you have anything? Your hand is up.
My hand's not up.
Oh, I didn't remove it. Chip, do you have anything? Your hand is up. Maybe I didn't lower them.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, I'd like to say a very productive meeting. I'm glad we had this, discourse and all these other ideas got bubbled through and made into one good one. So
Okay.
I think it's a very successful meeting.
Well, thank you, Chip. And Mia, you had your hand up?
Yeah,
Or did
since we don't have a meeting in July and all this stuff is we have to get going with the flag and everything, is it possible that we can respond to emails and say, yeah, this is good? Or is that considered a meeting, or how will that work?
That would be
James,
considered a meeting.
All right, I'm gonna email out what I have on the EDC meeting agenda packet. I'm going to reply to that with all the pictures so you can look at them now while we're together.
Can we do the meeting the week before the extravaganza? Usually everybody's in town that week, but not the 4th of July week. We can do it that Wednesday if you want to do a informal or just even a Zoom meeting,
yeah, like the
committee meeting, whatever you want to call it.
July 14th?
Is that too late to honor the flags, or can we do it like a quick, if you have it in 2 weeks, just so we can get it moving?
I
Or
think we
do
should 2 weeks.
You could call like a special meeting or
meeting
something
on the
just to,
20th, the 16th I can't do,
Okay.
a birthday party, I think.
yeah.
The 23rd?
Yeah,
Is the
just a quick little,
Third
we
work
all
for
like
everyone?
this.
I promise we'll keep it under 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Be fine.
Okay. So, so our next meeting, it will be, I think we have to do a special meeting
Mhm.
and it will only have the beautification for the flags. And that's the only thing we can discuss.
well, maybe an update on the planters, what bit is,
Okay.
make your date before that and you'll know who's getting the planters.
Okay.
That way we can decide on everything all at once.
Okay.
Good plan.
Okay. So that's the planters and the flags. Okay.
And that's all we discussed and it's finished.
Okay. So that's Wednesday, the 23rd. Is that a TPZ night?
It is.
Do we want to make it the 30th or could we do it 6:30?
Yeah, it's
And
only gonna
then-
be quick.
Yeah. So 6:30 on the 23rd.
That works.
Does that work
That
for
works.
everyone, James?
I should be able to make that work for you as long as you guys are done before 7 o'clock, because otherwise Dominic will yell at me.
Okay,
be
we
done.
don't need that. We'll be done by 7.
We'll be
So that's
done.
Do
6:30
we need
on
to
the
have-
23rd.
Do we need to have it as a special meeting? Can't it be just a beautification committee meeting? And then you don't have to have public participation and all of that stuff.
No, you don't have a subcommittee created.
Right, so it would have to be a special meeting.
Thanks, Jim. Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Can't they form a subcommittee tonight though, James?
Well, we don't have anything on the agenda for that, unfortunately, and we didn't have anything to add.
Okay.
I hate to kind of take people out of this thought process anyways, because everybody seems to be very passionate about it.
Yeah,
So let's just keep it a committee thing,
yes. Okay,
commission
so
thing.
anything else before we call an adjournment?
No?
Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
moved.
adjourn.
I think everyone agree?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll be back here on the 23rd at
23rd.
6:30.
Okay.
Thank
Sounds
you all
good.
very much. Great ideas.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
all.
Good night, everyone.